Welcome to the IO Nebo podcast. I'm your number one host, Bella.
Hi guys, listen to the Iron Nibble Tech Podcast.
Welcome to the IO Nebo Tech podcast. I'm your number one host, Melash. And today we have our last season's host, France, with us. France, what on?
Everything cool, bro.
Nice.
I'm glad to be on your show.
Nice. It's our show, of course. Yo, and I don't know which season this guy ended up in. I don't know if it's money season, but we have on the show Roxanne and decided to name himself Coco season on this episode. Charlie, if your money can give me something.
No problem.
Guess what?
So,
We on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe, like, share. We on Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. You can find it in the bio. Just hit on the link and then you can listen to it. Today, we talk about something very interesting. So Apple decided to release 3 different things and it's the talk of the town. 3. The new MacBook Air, 13-inch MacBook Pro, Mac Mini, and this boasts that their chip is the fastest in the world. So today I have on the show France, who says Microsoft is way better any day, anytime, any place. And Roxanne says, okay, me, I'm a Mac fan. I'm an Apple fan. No matter where you go, I'll chest out for Apple. So talk about performance. France. Mac says theirs is the best. I mean, it's the fastest. What is your take on that?
Well, thanks for having me once again, and hello to your listeners. I can't dispute that because the architecture is great. Well, of course, I'm a Microsoft fanboy, but it's not a breakthrough, So they have everything in one chip. They are calling it the M1 chip. I don't know what the M stands for though, whether it's a Mac. By that chip, they have the RAM, they have the 8-core GPU, they have the 8-core CPU, and they have a 16-core neural engine. That's awesome. And guess what? That makes it more power efficient. Because in the common PC we have, you have the RAM separate, the GPU is separate, the CPU is separate, and they are power hungry. You have to give them power. So yeah, the approach is fine. It's okay, Yeah, they've done well. It's fine. What else can I say?
It sounds like you're being a sole user. Apparently, they said they had 16 million transistors in that processor and that chip, and that's interesting,
Yeah.
Coco season, Roxanne, Charlie, give me the money some. France seems to have lost the fight on the argument already by admitting it's the fastest. What's your take on that?
Well, I haven't said it's the fastest. You don't know what other technologies are in the world.
he's talking about the current, talking about the current chip they released. They launched, I think, a day or two ago. I think with the new chip, I would say it will be more efficient because it was built on the processor in the iPad Pro. I think the A14 chip, and they've put all into one. Their T2 security chip, the IO, the RAM, the CPU, and their Thunderbolt controller all into one chip. So I think it's going to reduce the amount of power it takes to feed the computer. they were boasting about a lot of
Exactly, boast.
battery time, like a whole lot of battery time, like the you can get like over 6 times the amount of battery time you had on your previous MacBook Pro and all of those stuff. So I think
Yeah.
when it comes to power efficiency, they might have won over there. No.
Yeah, but those
Mm.
numbers
So
are just claims until we buy the MacBooks and test them.
oh yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
Right now, I think that's what we are all waiting for. Actual tests, benchmarks, because no Apple, we are good at marketing. So
So
Yes.
wait,
and
wait,
we have
wait.
to
and
we have to
and
wait
and it's
for.
a foundless computer. So
I'm a video editor. They are boasting about being able to edit two 4K ProRes um, videos at the same time simultaneously on the MacBook Air. With ProRes, I think it's an Apple codec. So I'm waiting for them to release it so I can test. I can try out H.264, which we all use. When you immediately you open your phone, you record a video, you push it into your video editor. You normally uh, uh, export in H.264. I do it all the time, so I want to see how
you know,
the video is the PC is going to handle that.
one of the testers they showed on the launch yesterday actually said the laptop was cooler than her fingers.
What?
So I see a lot of marketing in here.
Right.
But before we go into more details, let's look at the price tag. For
Starting what,
the
$9.99?
yeah, I'm coming. Let me just mention it for the viewers to have a good listen, or the listeners to have a good listen. So now let's look at the price. Yeah, it's amazing. For the MacBook Air, it starts at $999, basically $1,000, and it's $899 for education. The new 13-inch MacBook Pro starts at $1,299.
Those prices are just like the
That's
iPhone.
that's
The
similar.
iPhone
Yeah.
Pro.
It has.
So would you buy a PC or a phone?
I think
I
I think
wonder.
I think I think with the new chip, it's more drifting from. You see, first I thought the iPad was going to be like it's going to now actually be a portable like PC, like a laptop without a keyboard. You get me? But now I don't know whether we are now going to be buying a phone or a laptop.
Wait.
with keys or something.
How much is the previous MacBook with the Intel processor? Is it more
The
expensive?
pre
They claim it's a little cheaper.
It's cheaper. The new ones are cheaper.
Yeah.
I think the new ones are just $100 cheaper also.
Yeah.
And it makes
That's
sense because they are using a chip.
Well, we keep talking about whether they use a chip, they don't use a chip. My issue here is this is a Mac. They claim is the best. We've not used it to benchmark it. I think Microsoft has a response to this. Doesn't Microsoft? Let's look at the price tag here. Yeah. For $1,200. Dude, you can build a gaming machine with that. Which is quite fast. Good. Am I not right?
Looking at their claims, what they are saying, I think you well, let's wait for the benchmarks, because if you want to follow Apple's marketing,
They are the only people who will sell you
We-
iPhones
we-
and not give you the charger.
exactly.
Come on, stop cheating.
Do you remember when was that? Was it the iPhone 3?
It was the iPhone 12.
No.
What?
The iPhone 3. They
Uh-huh.
Steve Jobs announced that there was a headphone jack. Then the crowd was cheering, yay! Now there was no headphone jack, and the crowd was cheering again. So what do we actually want? They are very good marketers.
They are good at
I don't think
marketing.
with the I think with the headphone jack when they took it out, a lot of people weren't happy about that. I
Why
don't
would
think a
you
lot of
do a
people-
phone without an earphone jack? And you're asking me
I mean,
to use that
but
phone. It doesn't make sense.
I think Apple right now is a trendsetter. So I don't know. I don't know if there are other mobile companies are going to follow their lead by taking out the charger brick from it.
So I
No
have a question for the Microsoft fans. Microsoft has Xbox, now the X series. Mhm. Imagine Apple gets into that gaming kind of market with this their M1 chip. Would Microsoft stand the competition?
Yes, we would.
Sony is already giving you top competition.
Well, that's true. But
You
you
see, the Microsoft people are fumbling.
But I think with the fight with Xbox and PlayStation, it's coming close. Like it's the comparisons. I don't think very soon in the future there wouldn't be a lot of differences between the. It will just be design, like whose design is the best and all. Because right now all of them are focusing on latency and how fast your game is going to load, your load time, reducing the amount of time it takes for your console to load. I think the only thing which would separate the two will be their exclusive titles. What do you think?
Well, in the middle of this fight between Microsoft and Apple, I found the truth on their website. And the truth is, they put a MacBook down and then they were holding there. And with it, their gaming machine with the M1 graphic, they claim, let me read it here. It says, with the M1 graphic intensive gaming on Mac Mini is better than ever with up to 4 times higher frame rates. Now, let's say that's true. Do you know what they have just beside the Mac? They have a Microsoft controller, an Xbox controller. They call the truce. Could this mean that Apple is saying yes, boss, to Microsoft for his Xbox?
We've been friends for some time.
Are you serious? Are you calling yourself friend enemies?
We've been cool. You know.
You've been
cool.
How
brothers are like.
So you're like they are playing brothers and sisters on that. Yeah. Personally, Roxanne.
Yeah.
The claim is let's get to the code inside here. It says with M1, the 13-inch MacBook Pro is up to 12.8 times faster, so users can compile code with incredible ease. France being a coder, tell me something. How is this translating into your coding work?
Oh, it's just the same thing. It's speed, because the amount of time it will take you to debug will be faster. Everything is just faster. That's what it means. Nothing special.
Roxanne, France is being modest with this response. Now murder that response.
I think I agree with him, though, but we would still have to wait to see what they have.
So another thing they have is they mentioned one program they have that makes it possible for the developers to design their programs.
Is it the universal apps?
Exactly. It's going to work on the MacBooks with the M1 and then the older MacBooks with the Intel processors. So that's cool. That's fine.
There's a question though. The 13-inch MacBook Pro can play full quality 8K. The punchline is 8K ProRes video without dropping a single frame rate or a
It's still a
single
claim.
frame.
It's also a claim.
Let's say if this is true.
with playing
Rox,
with
what does it
playing.
mean for you?
Okay, if it's true, that means if I shoot a music video or something in 8K, then I wouldn't have to create proxies to edit them.
Mm-hmm.
I would get I can just edit straight out full quality. I think their claims right now is they are trying to compete against their Mac Pro brand without competing with it because they have to save the M2 for those top tier brands. Or we'll have to wait and see. we have
Let
to
me
wait
tell
and
you
see.
what.
We just have to wait and see.
We can't really say anything about it right now. They are very
Elash,
bold
would you
claims.
buy?
Very, very,
Would
very
you
bold.
buy? Would you buy if this were
Would
all
I
true?
would I buy if this were all
Considering
true?
the price tag.
Dude. But originally, I like the ability to manipulate whatever I have. Hack things, crack things, make things happen. And the only best thing I know makes that happen is Microsoft and Windows. So
Yeah, true.
there's no way I'm going to buy an Apple for that or a Mac for that. But if we are going to stick with softwares and make it quite okay for me to use, why not? Because they are giving you good performance. You know, on their website now, they are saying with the M1, the Mac delivers unprecedented level of performance, extraordinary battery life, and access to more softwares than ever. Now,
Hey, Apple.
let me ask a question. How many
I think
Ghanaians want to buy a Mac?
a whole lot of Ghanaians using it.
Always Apple is luxury, so
But I yeah, it's a luxury brand. But I wouldn't buy the first their first generation of the M chips. 'Cause
I
looking at
agree.
let's take the Samsung Fold like this. When they released it was a beta. I see the M1 series, the first M1 series as a beta. They just want to they push it out into the market, see the response they get, and then
yeah.
improve. It will be you would actually I don't want to say a waste of money, but yeah, I think that's what is going to be for me trying to get um the new MacBooks they're releasing this year.
I
think it's
totally
November.
agree with you.
When are they releasing?
Next
totally-
week they've started selling this.
They've started selling.
Yes.
Oh really?
I agree with you, Roxanne. I'm definitely, if I had money to buy a Mac, I wouldn't buy this one. From my experience, even with Windows, when they were doing before they released Windows 10, Windows 8 was just, I call it a test Windows, perfectly a test Windows to see how people would have responded to it. And Windows 10 is the real deal, and it mostly happens with Microsoft all the time. So if they were going to probably release maybe something like Windows 11, I would definitely not go for it. I can guarantee tell you that I have a Windows 7 running now.
But these are softwares. You are comparing to hardware.
You know what I want to know right now?
Mm-hmm.
What I want to know is what on their web page. I want to know what they are comparing. Which PCs
That's the problem.
They call the latest PC. Like
they claim
so
they are the
wrong.
superior.
Is it
so wrong?
Is it? I think with Microsoft are also doing the same thing. Because with the their new Surface laptop,
Pro.
they are running their own chip, I think. Or well, let me check that.
No, the comparison Apple made was so wrong. You're so off to me.
It was so vague. It was so vague.
So there's another thing on their website. It has the world's fastest browser. Testing conducted by Apple in August and October 2020 using Jetstream 2, Motion Mark 1.1, and Speedometer 2.0 performance benchmark on browsers that can complete the test.
Also another claim.
Well, this time around they were in the benchmark thing, so probably That one, maybe.
You know.
No, let
one thing
we.
with one thing
Is
with
it an
Apple
in-house
right now with
benchmark?
their
You need third parties to do it.
I think so. It's an in. I don't know. But then with Apple right now, since they have control over everything, they will be able to manipulate how everything works. Like, let's take their iPhone right now. They have this thing where before you take a picture, it takes a lot of pictures and uses this neural network to create the perfect picture for you. So I think what their neural engine is going to do is it's going to adapt to the user and give a lot of power to what the user mostly uses, like which apps you frequently use. You get me? So it will for the user it's going to seem fast, but it's more of like being efficient.
Guess what?
I don't know.
There's another thing on the website which I think we need to take a critical look at. This is what it says. Listen carefully. Battery life depends on device setting, usage, and other factors. Actual results may vary.
Yeah, it's always true.
Well, at this point in time, their better batteries are debunked by that very statement. I think it's a contradiction.
It's true.
No, it depends. Your battery life always depends on.
It always depends on what you have. With what they tested, I think when they say watching a movie will take about 16 hours on the new Mac, is it the MacBook Air or the MacBook? Either one of
not
them.
to catch you.
Okay.
Not to catch you. Just a chip in statement. If you are testing battery, test it at the highest performance, the highest usage rate, to get the best out of the battery and say, okay, when we tested a Microsoft machine compared to a Mac machine at high usage, the Apple machine stayed longer than the Microsoft machine.
I think they state the clauses, don't they?
Yeah, but look at the end of the statement. The actual results may vary.
Yeah, it's always true. It may vary.
I think, but did you realize they were comparing the battery life with that previous MacBook?
No. What they didn't mention is it stays way longer than the old ones because of how the M1 is.
I think they did.
They mentioned it in the video. Yes, they did. Yeah. So this discussion has been great as we compare Microsoft and Apple machines or Macs. Here's what. The choice is in your hands. Buy what you want. But if you're going for a Mac, you know what you're going in for. If you're going for a Microsoft,
wait for the benchmark. So you people,
like Franz said, wait for the benchmarks. Anyways, it's been a nice tech podcast, and it's the Ionable Tech Podcast. I've been your host, Melash. But catch us on Amazon, Spotify. Catch us on YouTube, Instagram, Telegram. We are everywhere you go. It's the Ionable Tech Podcast. Adios.